Have you ever seen something your mind can't quite comprehend? Something that defies belief? Something you wish you'd never seen? For instance, a ghost. My name's Frank Humphries. Join me in the Third Eye Paranormal Investigation team as we take members of the public on a journey in search of the truth. Each week, we're giving people a chance to ask the question, do spirits really exist? They say if you go and search a ghost, you must be mad. But when you think about it, you'd be mad not to. See, no matter what people say about spirits, there's always someone who has a question to ask. Do you? Join us as we invite skeptics and believers to battle it out against each other in their own personal quest to prove or disprove the existence of ghosts. During each episode, one guest from each side will join the team in a battle that is sure to test the most hardened of people. Also joining us throughout the series, we have several guest mediums. This week we have a very interesting medium from Liverpool on Merseyside. Now, after 2 episodes, I'm still very much a skeptic, and as for the believers in the team, well, they still refuse to look for a more rational explanation. More importantly, what about our guests? Are their minds being altered as each investigation goes by? Well, it's going to be very interesting to hear what they have to say about their own vigils later in the series. Now, coming up, we're going to take a look back to see what happened with last week's guests.
Was that you making the sound?
Not feeling anything at the moment.
I'll be introducing 2 more unsuspecting guests. Nicola Williams.
Hiya.
How are you? Kevin. Third Eye Paranormal Investigations. How are you? And we'll also hear what some of the locals have to say about spirits and the afterlife.
There's too much evidence for not to believe it.
Have you ever seen spirits?
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, I have, yeah.
Now, before I have a chat with team member Anthony Keeling, let me first welcome you to tonight's location, the mysterious Bridge Inn. The Bridge Inn was built in 1900 by William Hesketh Lever and sits on Bolton Road, the main road into Port Sunlight on the Wirral in Merseyside. William Lever, or Lord Lever as he's better known, owned Sunlight Soap, a world-renowned soap manufacturer which produced soap for many countries all over the world. In 1888, Lord Lever had a vision. That vision was to build a village for his workers in return for their hard work. Port Sunlight was to be that village. Many houses were built to perfection and in fantastic style, including a church, a school, and many other fantastic buildings, one of which is this evening's location. Starting out as a temperance tea room for the workers who followed the philosophy of the temperance movement, the Bridge Inn refused to stock alcohol of any kind. However, the hard-working employees of Lever Brothers Sunlight Soap Factory grew thirsty, and in 1903 begged Lord Lever for a village referendum. The referendum was granted and the residents voted 80% in favour of the inn having a liquor licence. For many years the locals enjoyed drinking and dining at the inn. Lord Lever himself was said to visit on many occasions, not only to dine but to hold business meetings. In 1930 the Lever brothers founded Unilever, which was to continue to own the Bridge Inn right up until 1971, before finally selling it to a couple of Liverpool businessmen. Today the Bridge Inn is a very successful public house as well as bed and breakfast, providing excellent hospitality to many of the 300,000 plus visitors to Port Sunlight each year. Joining me, we have team member Anthony Keeling. Hello Anthony.
Hi Frank.
How are you? How are we doing?
Not bad at all.
Very good, very good. So let's talk about Morecambe Winter Gardens. How was this investigation for you, Anthony?
It was a brilliant investigation. Beautiful building. And I would highly recommend going to that location.
Right. Would you say Morecambe Winter Gardens is haunted? Would you?
Yeah, there's definite activity there. Maybe not always as much to the degree of what you want, but there is definite activity. I think Barry, I guess, believer,
right, okay.
He was picking up on some good things.
I'm not sure whether you heard that at all, but definitely heard something. Don't know. Kind of sounded like a grumbling stomach, but it definitely wasn't mine, and I'm definitely on my own. Was that you making the sound? It's getting really cold in, you know.
It's definitely something, yeah.
Could there have been a chance of him becoming more sceptical?
No, I think if anything, he's still a firm believer, if not more of a believer.
Let's talk about Stuart.
Not feeling anything at the moment. Don't think I'm going to. I've tried over the years to be converted by visiting mediums and things, and every time they leave me cold.
My scepticism is just growing.
He's a firm sceptic, but I think that he was very close to it, and I don't think that would have changed much. But I think for me, at the end of each week, if the skeptic turns around and says that they'll do further investigations, to me that's a win for the believers.
Well, that's very strange you should say that, because one of our questions we have for you today relates to doing more investigations. You know, I think I'll ask you the question now. A lot of people go to paranormal investigations, and once they've been to one, they want to go to another. So the question I have for you, is paranormal investigating addictive?
Oh yeah, definitely. You can be the hardest skeptic and you would still want to do more. You get hooked to that adrenaline rush that something could happen, whether you're a skeptic or believer.
Okay.
And that's where I think the believers have the upper hand.
I really do believe that, you know, after 2 investigations, the skeptics are still walking away as skeptics. We are going to invite all our guests back, so it's going to be interesting to see how they feel once they've watched their own vigils.
Yeah.
Now, back to tonight's investigation. You haven't really had a big look around this place yet.
No.
No. So it's really a difficult question for me to ask you at the moment, right? But your initial feelings when you've just walked through them doors, how do you feel about this place? You know, it's a bright day, it's a nice day, you know, the feeling's not dull and miserable. So how do you feel?
I feel it's a happy place. I mean, I didn't know anything about the location at all before, and maybe it might change when it goes dark, which it normally does change then, but I'm looking forward to it.
Is this place active? Well, only time will tell.
Yeah.
Listen,
I think it will
thank you very much, mate. Yeah,
Okay.
you enjoy your investigation.
Thank you very much.
Later on, yeah. Okay, so there we go. There's Anthony Keeling's opinion. You know, is this place paranormally active? Well, only time will tell. Now, this is the time we go and surprise our guests. You know, are these guys going to be at home? Are they going to slam the door in our face and turn us away? You know, or are they going to jump around with excitement? Well, there's only one way to find out. So come on, let's go. Okay, let's go and get our guests. I just hope they're at home. Just arrived at our believer for this evening, Nicola Williams. Now, we spoke to Nicola earlier on the phone, so let's go and see if she's in. Nicola Williams.
Hello.
Frank Humphries, Third Eye Paranormal Investigations. How are you?
I'm right.
Okay, very good. Listen, you're going to be our believer for this evening, yeah?
Yeah.
You ready to fight your battle?
Definitely.
You ready to prove the skeptics wrong?
Yeah, give it a go.
Okay, we've got loads to talk about. We've got to get back to the location, yeah?
Cool.
You're going to have a good investigation, yeah?
No worries.
You're going to be battling against me, you do know that, you've got no chance. But listen, you'll enjoy the investigation all the same, yeah?
Cool.
We've got a young gentleman to pick up, and then we'll get our way back to the location.
No problem.
Okay, so
Excellent.
let's go.
Cool.
Okay, come on. You'll take the bag on the back seat, yeah? Right, so we've just arrived at Kevin Gallagher's house now. Kevin is a big skeptic. He's going to fight it out against Nicola Williams, who's in the back here. Now, we had to give Kevin a call because we just couldn't find his address. So, let's go and give Kevin a bit of a surprise. Come on, let's go. Should be here already. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, matey.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
All right, Frank Humphries, Third Eye Paranormal Investigations. How are you?
I'm
Very
I'm
good,
well,
yeah. Are
thanks.
you ready for this investigation tonight?
I am, yeah.
Are you going to put a battle up tonight? And you know,
I'm completely sceptical.
Right.
It's not that I don't want anything to exist. I do. It would be awesome. I like immortality. The idea of that is brilliant.
Right, so there we go. We have Kevin Gallagher. He's going to fight his battle tonight against Nicola Williams. So, Kevin, are you ready?
I am.
Let's go, mate. Okay. I'll have a little chat with you guys outside now, yeah, and get you basically send you in and get a feel for the place, have a walk through the location, yeah. Why are you a big skeptic? What's the?
Well, I think mostly it's just that I can't believe something just because I'd like it to be true. I mean, I've looked into everything I can. I live with a conspiracy theory, so I'm constantly looking into different aspects of certain things. I've never seen anything that's been convincing so far.
Do you want to believe? Do you?
I'd want to believe in ghosts and in the afterlife. I wouldn't want to believe in the Christian God or anything like that.
Okay.
Some overruling figure, but
Okay.
you know, if you could live forever, I'd like to live forever.
What gives you the feel that there's
Been in graveyards and that when I was a kid with a group of mates. You think you hear things, but you never know, if you know what I mean. Never seen anything that night, but
Okay.
just a pattern walking around.
What makes me really sceptical is that it would be too good a thing. I mean, if there's something that I really want to be true, I've got to be on my guard against just believing it just like that.
Okay.
So I
So
need
you're gonna
extraordinary
come up with
evidence.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go inside this building this evening with you guys, with Anthony as well, and we're going to see whether anything happens here. What I want you to do is go up these steps, in through the door. Anthony's going to be inside. He's going to take you for a walk through the building, yeah? Get your feelings and on how you feel about this place, yeah? So if you just up them steps there, you guys go inside, and I'll speak to you shortly, yeah? Do you think this place is full of spirits? Or do you think the search for ghosts is just a load of nonsense? Well, before we take a look to see what our guests think of tonight's location, let's hear what some of the eyewitnesses have had to say about their own experiences here over the years.
I was in room 5, I got into bed, the covers over me, and my feet went icy cold, right up to my knees. I lay on my side and I thought, oh, I'm not going to be able to sleep. Got up, got something out my bag, wrapped it around my feet and my legs, got back in bed, and then as I turned to go on my back, I just felt a sensation of rising very slowly. And I didn't look down to see my body or anything, I just knew I was in the air. I wasn't scared, wasn't upset, and I just thought, oh, this is nice. And then I slowly came back down. I wasn't sceptical, I did believe, but I didn't believe in levitation. Unless something happens to me, it's the only time I believe.
I've had several experiences here in different places within the building. They've all been different, none of them have been the same. I've seen orbs, I've seen ectoplasm. Sometimes you question what you see because, you know, it's always in the peripheral vision. So it's, did I or didn't I? It's strange when you're in here, sometimes the senses that you feel change. So sometimes you'll go downstairs and everything's fine. Other times you go down there and you're scared to death. I've had things thrown at me. I've had gravy boats thrown at me in the kitchen. I think they do sometimes make themselves known to you. Whether you want to do anything about it, whether you want to acknowledge them or ignore them, that's entirely up to you. I have done tours with American guests who've come across to visit here. They've actually sent me emails and photographs from abroad when they've got back home. Am I a skeptic or am I a believer? I'm a believer. 100%.
There was a flood in the cellar and one half the cellar was flooded and the other half was dry. Yeah? So I went down there to clean it up and there was these little child's footprints going from the water to the stairs. I just come upstairs, said to Maria, listen, I've just been down there and there's wet footprints going towards the stairs. I do believe the Bridge Inn is haunted.
2 rooms to look at. Okay, we've got room 7 and room 5.
Don't think there's anything untoward.
No. Do you think it'll be the same when the lights are out?
It's never the same when the lights are out.
So you wouldn't mind coming in here on your own and being on your own in the dark there?
I think I'd enjoy staying here, to be honest. It seems like a nice place.
Anything popping into your head at all?
No names.
Just
We'll admit I've got a slight headache.
slight headache?
Slight headache, but it is very warm, so.
Interesting, no. Did you feel that in room 7?
I didn't know, just as I walked through the door.
Just as you walk through here, so maybe you feel anything, Nicole?
What's that moving?
Some sort of sleeping quarters.
So it's nice, it's homey, it's a bit warm, I would say.
Would you fancy spending a whole night in here?
If you could get the internet in here, I'd consider it.
Okay, fair enough. I don't think they'd have the internet back in those times, but how about yourself, Nicola? Would you mind stopping in here?
I wouldn't mind giving it a go, yeah.
Right,
No.
okay.
Definitely.
So we'll have to see whether he's saying the same when the lights go out. So what looks like a pantry, obviously, possibly food was stored in here, from the looks of things.
I think it's
Make
creepy
it feel
in here.
a bit more creepy.
Yeah. It's nice.
Any particular reason why, or?
It's just the old style. It's really nice, but it's creepy.
Do you think that you're going to be able to sway Kevin at all so far, based on what you've seen?
You can work on it, no
Oh,
doubt.
definitely, yeah.
Do you still think that based on what you've seen you'll still be
There's nothing to
skeptic?
convince me so far, but I'm open-minded.
Okay.
Of course, I'm going to have a go at convincing you that whatever you do see isn't real.
There's a reason behind it.
Well, yeah, a reasonable reason. I definitely hold a seance in here. This would be
Right.
a place that I'd have a Ouija board.
Right, okay. So, saying that, have you done a Ouija board before?
Yeah.
And did you get any results?
I knew it was a trick at the time, so it's, you play with it.
What was it that made you do that Ouija
Friends.
board? So,
A lot of my friends seem to have a fear of Ouija boards. Like they say, I don't believe in any ghosts or anything, but I'd never do a Ouija board. That's just dangerous.
Right.
So, not really dangerous. It's just a board.
how about yourself?
Tried it.
Yeah.
Something nothing happened.
Have you only done it once?
I did it once, yeah.
And no effect whatsoever.
Do you think it is something that would work? As a believer, do you think that it is a way to communicate?
Possibility, yeah.
A couple of areas down here to have a look around. We're in a part of the building that I don't think we even realised was down here earlier on. So, again, another new sort of room to look at. What are you thinking?
I think it looks like a killing room. I mean, they've got blood drains, or drains at least, that presumably for something.
Very quiet, Nicola.
Usually I'm quiet.
Any particular, so nothing in particular has made you feel.
At the moment, no.
Be interested to see what happens when the night goes down.
So,
Smells like church.
what do you think?
Smells like church.
Like church?
Yeah.
This was actually used as a chapel.
Like big on punishment here.
Big on punishment.
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
You want to have a chapel in your basement if you don't believe in Christian values.
Right. So now we've been around the rooms that we'll be going around later on in the dark. Are you looking forward to it? Do you think you're going to get any responses, or
Definitely excited for it.
you're excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yourself,
I
Kevin?
don't think it'd be a different experience in the dark, especially as you get lower and lower.
Yeah.
You're bound to feel something, I'm sure.
Some very interesting eyewitness stories. And what about our guests? Are they starting to feel there's more to this building than meets the eye? It's going to be very interesting to hear what they have to say about their own vigils later. Now, our medium just arrived. Before I have a chat with him, let's hear what some of the locals have to say about spirits and the afterlife. June, nice to meet you by the way.
Hiya, nice to meet
Frank,
you
yeah.
too.
Do you believe in life after death?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Okay. What's your reason for that, June?
Because there's too much evidence for not to believe it.
What about spirits? Is there such a thing as ghosts then?
I don't know, but I would imagine so.
Is there ever any chance that of you actually becoming a skeptic?
No. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know really.
As life goes on, would you like to think there's an afterlife?
Yes.
Right,
yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about most people. Most people would like to believe there's an afterlife. And only time will tell for us all. Maybe or one day we'll all find out.
Yeah.
Well, listen, June, you've been excellent.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Alan, do you actually believe in ghosts?
Yes, yeah, without a shadow of doubt, yeah.
Why?
I've experienced stuff in the past, sort of phenomena and things that have happened. And I also, I'm a Christian, I believe in God.
Have you ever seen a spirit?
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, I have, yeah.
You have?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I've sensed it, and I've just, different times over the years, like, I've sensed stuff in the past.
What do you have to say about, these people who don't believe these skeptics? What do you have to say to them?
Believe you me, there's other parallels.
Thank you very much, mate. Right, you can go in there and get yourself your first pint. Okay, psychic medium John Hayes. Really nice to have you sitting here with me, John. Tell our viewers a little bit more about John Hayes. Who is John Hayes?
I am a mental medium. That means there's three main gifts that I have. That's clairsentience, clairaudience, and clairvoyance. Clairsentience is when you like to sense the spirit, you feel the activity. Clairaudience, when you hear the voice and can hear them, you have a spirit guide, tells me what's happening. And clairvoyance, when you see them clear. Well, I'm like all three.
You're basically saying you can see, hear, and feel spirit.
Absolutely.
When did you first come across your ability?
Well, I've been able to see spirit plants since long back as I remember, so you're born with the gift. And it's developed slowly over the years.
You have a spirit guide?
I have a spirit guide.
Does he have a name?
His name's Ben.
Okay.
And he's my best friend.
Do you think mediums should charge for their services?
Absolutely, yes. because it's a gift from God, and you work for spirits, and you should be paid for it.
Shall we go and have a look and see what's going on?
Sure can.
Okay, good man, after you, mate, yeah.
I feel if there's activity of a child, or even children.
Oh, here, when you come.
Yes, because I can feel energy this way.
What, male, female, what?
Residual energy. It feels like a boy and a girl, two of them together, roaming around the building, around the room. They're very young, you see, they don't seem to really understand.
Okay.
They know they've passed, they're very confused. It's a large gentleman, a strong gentleman, about 6'3". I'm also picking up suicide as well, whether it's a gentleman or with somebody else. It's coming to me just
in this room. A suicide in this room or in the building?
In the building, someone in the building.
Right. Is it the same gentleman you're speaking about, or what? The 6'3" gentleman?
I feel... Yes, I feel the suicide connected to him. I feel it's him. It feels like a Bobby sort of name. Robert Bobby. I feel Robert Bobby is that it feels his name, he has passed.
Okay.
It's giving the name Michael, it's a very strong connection to him.
Right.
It might be the child. I feel the child is his. It's his child. It's a strong link to him.
Okay.
And I feel possibly the child's been murdered and he's took his life.
Okay.
Because
right. Okay. So basically what you're saying is the gentleman took his life, his own life, because his child has been murdered.
Yes. I do feel another gentleman roams this building. A smaller gentleman. I definitely feel suicide with them. With a rope, I feel. I also pick up horses. I feel...
First of all, another suicide?
Another suicide, absolutely.
Right, do you have a link?
I have a very strong name of John. I feel he's taken his life, he's lost something. Either he's lost a business, lost a job, or lost his wife.
Are you sensing anything in that room?
A child and a lady lived in this room. Yeah, the name's Susan. What's the name? Mary. I do feel a lady roams to this area. The lady picked up before the name Susan.
Okay.
So, name of Mary. I still feel...
What's the connection to you?
I feel she worked here many years.
What did she do? Was she...
I feel she was a cook, or she was... I feel she's done a lot of things. The gentleman I keep picking on, again, it's overpowering. I feel the name Robert.
Okay.
He's very aggressive. I also feel like he's actually attacked people. Animals.
Okay. What kind of animals?
I'm thinking dogs, Alsatian dogs, fierce dogs. There has been horses linked to this building. The horses are dropping off milk. I don't know if it's a milk farm or milk. The second name of Millen, milk. It's dropping off food or maybe alcohol. I feel milk.
You picked up the name Susan. Yeah. You picked up the name Mary. You picked up a Robert. You picked up the children, which is very interesting as well. Yeah. You picked up a predominant male.
Yes.
Who's very
volatile.
Yeah, volatile.
I also pick up a suicide, a strong suicide, getting a strong name of John linked to him.
Okay, and you've also got the Robert as a suicide as well. Both from different years.
Completely different generations. I also pick up John. It's possibly the second name, either Millet or Millen, or maybe that was the company he worked for.
John Hayes, it's been a pleasure, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
This investigation will take you on a journey into the paranormal like no other. At the end of tonight's vigils, will a believer still believe, or will a skeptic still be skeptics? Now, we also want your opinion as the viewer. Will your mind be changed by what you're about to see, feel, or hear? Send us an email to thirdeyeinvestigations@live.co.uk, telling us your stories. Now, they say life's too short, or is it?
That's a yes or no. That's a yes or no.
If there's anything, show yourself.
No.
I order you to make a bang.
We're stood in the dark yet again, and there's still nothing going on.
Do you want to be left alone?
I don't think that you exist.
You're expecting too much too fast.
Basically, he's going to give it a bit of time as well.
Talking to the dark, man.
It is an active place, I don't care what anyone says.
Don't feel like I'm actually alone.
You feel like there's something behind you.
What was that?
What was what? Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Like a...
Yeah, I heard that as well.
If there's any spirits here in the lower level, will you make yourself known to us, please? We have a young lady here this evening. She's trying to prove to myself and to Kevin that spirits exist. And I'd like you to show yourself on this camera if you're here. If there's a spirit here by the name of John, if you're here, John, come and say hello. Kev, how do you feel, mate?
I never like to be stood with my back to a doorway, I have to say.
Okay.
I haven't seen anything in there. I'm hearing a bit of rust, and that's about it.
Would you feel that's paranormal, that you wouldn't like to stand with your back to a doorway, or
no.
You feel like there's something behind you? How do you feel exactly?
Twingy. Hand.
On your hand? How do you mean, tell me?
Twingy. Pins and needly, twingy.
Kev, you jumping about a bit?
Just having a look around.
Okay, so you're just looking around, yeah.
What was that?
Where was that come from?
I thought that came from that, and did you...
Was
there something down there?
Did you hear the door? I heard the door close, all
I
right.
heard the door up here.
Up there?
Yeah, there shouldn't be anything up there, really.
Whereabouts? Up them stairs?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, we can discount that because there could be anything behind that door. Lord, leave it! Did you hear that?
I heard that.
That was the same grid we stood on earlier on.
That what?
It was the same grid we stood on earlier on.
Tell me, where was the grid?
The grid was down there.
Walk me to the grid, show me where the grid is. You wouldn't have gone in there, you shouldn't have gone in there.
No.
Me and Kevin, we've just gone to have a look at that noise, Kev, yeah?
Yep.
You said it sounded like what?
A grid that we stood on earlier on.
Right, and can you remember where the grid was? No, right, okay. So, Anthony, what did you hear?
It was when you. I wasn't sure at first, but then when you said grid, I do remember that sound, as if it's just slightly loose, and when you stand on it, it just rocks.
What about yourself, Nicola? Did you hear that sound before?
Yeah, it's like a third.
Right, okay. Do you know what I heard? I heard a barrel move.
A barrel?
A beer barrel.
A metal barrel.
But I could be wrong, and it may have been the grid that I didn't hear the grid that you mentioned, yeah. Lord Lever, was that you that made the sound on the barrel, or the grid? Move something else on this level, please. Right, what was that?
It was like a thud.
Was that come from above us?
Quite a thud, yeah.
That was a thud all around us.
What is that?
That sounded like something all around us, that.
Come on, seriously. Is there anybody down here apart from us? Do you have the power to make any noise, anything like that?
It's very hot, it's very different, you know what I mean? It's not like your cold winter's investigation where everything's cold and the feeling's not right.
So I think that if there's going to be any cold spots or anything, you are going to notice them better and more. Again, age-old thing, you're expecting too much too fast.
If ghosts did exist, I would expect it to take some time to manifest itself, otherwise there'd be ghostly apparitions all over the place. But like I say, you know, as you get excited and you go through the night and you get more tired, and you know, you will imagine things more easily.
I say basically he's going to give it a bit of time as well.
Okay, so you really believe that the energy will build as the night goes on?
Yeah, I believe that, yeah.
is it with this room that makes you feel as though something's going on here?
Just when I was at the doorway, feeling drawn, let's go and turn my head towards that way, looking.
Okay.
And something's drawing you.
Okay, so Nicola feels drawn to this room. How do you feel in this room yourself, Kev?
There's a different smell to this room.
Okay.
It does smell more homely.
Okay. Do you think the smell of this room? Who's that? Was that you, Kevin?
That was...
Definitely came from this side of the wall, didn't it?
I believe the medium has picked up some children in this area. If you are here, we have the greatest respect for you children. Is this the room you feel safe in? Show us that you're here, please.
Maybe they're used to a more forceful hand. From the sounds of it, the kids that lived here back in the day were told what to do, not asked.
Asking is showing respect, whereas telling, it's if I told you to do something, I mean, I've only just met you today, but you wouldn't necessarily do it because I told you to do it.
300 years ago I might have done.
Nicola, you're in a situation where you've got a skeptic right in front of you, being Kevin. How can you prove to him that what's going on here is paranormal? You say you believe in ghosts, you believe in spirits and all the rest of it. How can you prove to him? What can you do?
Can only prove if it actually moves, something actually happens.
Okay, but what happens if something doesn't happen? You're not going to convince Kevin by that.
There's always another time.
There's always
another time.
Right, okay. We want you to throw something in this room. You've done it before. Do it again.
Show yourself. If there's anything, show yourself. If there's not, well then obviously you're nothing.
I would rest my case at that really, Kev, because that is basically it. It's very difficult for us as skeptics to call out, but we are calling out like believers in order to get a reaction.
I'd be very easily convinced that I'm wrong. Very easily.
Okay.
It would only take one showing.
So you think yourself personally, if something major did happen, you would actually believe that it is paranormal if you have no other explanation for it?
Yeah, I wouldn't believe a person's take on it, but I would certainly think it was,
Your own experience?
Yeah.
We're stood in the dark yet again, and there's still nothing going on. And as a skeptic, I am right every time, Anthony, because again, there's nothing going on.
You're not right every time.
Well, tell me.
How can you say that there have been things that you have experienced that you cannot explain, so you are not right every time? Have you ever said that you don't feel like you've got the energy to do something?
Well,
that's a yes or no.
Yeah,
that's a yes or no.
Okay, well,
right? So, if, no.
It's never answered you. Right, so basically what I'm saying to you is that I think that if energy is just, there's energy when you're full in excitement and all the rest of it, but then of course you get at low energy levels, but you're a human being, you're going to be up and down like that.
You've got different energy levels at different times. So why can't that be the case with spirits? Do you feel that Fran's been fair on those people that believe, like yourself?
He's got his own opinion, and it seems I've got my opinion, like you got your opinion, and Kevin's got his
Right, but the thing is that my opinion is that I'm trying to prove a point, and that point is that there is no spirits. I think a lot of this is in your own mind. Kev, do you want to come through here? Hold on a minute. I've just, you know what I've just done here? I've just had the strangest feeling ever. Right, okay. After all I say, and then I go and say this, but listen, is this my mind, right? Or did this really happen? I've been stood here, I've turned to you to call you in, Kev, yeah? And as I did, I felt like there was like a curtain brush across the back of my arm. Now I expected to turn round and feel a curtain there, but just a solid cupboard. That was strange. Right, okay, but yeah, is that paranormal?
If there's any servant spirits here, we need to give them permission and allow them
they don't go by permission, they go
do
by orders.
If I was a master, judging from those
rules on the wall. I wouldn't have to give orders. Either they know how to do it already, or they get punished for not doing it.
But it does state out there on that wall that they would need to ask for permission.
I'm sure I heard the growling. I'm sure it was like your stomach. I've just heard like a growl here, but at the same time I felt something tickle in the top of my head.
I feel that we need to sound like we are giving any servant permission or freedom to interact with us.
Kevin, you're the master of the house. Give the servants an order.
I order you to make a bang. If you're a free man, I give you permission to make a bang or ask you to make a bang. Doesn't sound like I'm getting any bangs. I order you to make a bang!
There was 2 taps then.
I didn't hear 2 taps, I heard 1 bang.
I heard a tap.
And again.
A bang behind.
Where was that coming from? Nicola?
Coming from behind me.
There's a lot of banging. But it's not in this room, so as far as I'm concerned, if it's not in this room, it's not happening.
Say, we hear these bangs and whatnot. What is more likely? Is it more likely to be like somebody coming downstairs or somebody with a bass box or somebody walking around? Or is it more likely to be something that nobody's ever seen or heard of according to recorded history?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Yes, it can be a possibility because there is another flooring up above, but it doesn't actually...
It's not just a possibility, it's much more likely for it to be a person than it is.
Not necessarily.
Kevin, how was that vigil for you?
It was enjoyable, it was a good, nice experience. Can't say there was anything supernatural going on though, so...
Okay. So you definitely think there was definitely nothing paranormal down there?
Yeah, well, nothing that I saw anyway.
Okay, just quickly over to Nicola. Nicola, how do you feel about that particular vigil?
I find it went okay.
Any part of that vigil where you think that paranormal activity was going on?
I think there's only one thing in one of the rooms, but outside the rooms the noises were coming from.
Okay, so it was sort of like the bedroom where you found that you felt a bit uncomfortable in there, didn't you?
Yeah, the one I was drawn to.
Do you think that was definitely something paranormal there then, yeah?
Possibly.
Right, okay.
Possibly.
She's very conservative, as I believe her. If you are experiencing something, you are here to prove to Kevin and to myself that things are going on. Also, you've got a lot of viewers watching this as well, so you're doing me a great job anyway. You're saving me a job, saving you a job as well. So, Anthony, explain to us.
I don't think it's as definitive as that. As I say, I think that skeptics tend to work on extremes. Either it does or it doesn't. Whereas Nicola, yeah, she's conservative, but it's because she's given it that chance that there is a lot more of the night to go, and there could potentially be something that happens. All yours. Any problems, just give us a shout and crack on.
If there is anything existing in here, you must think I'm ignorant as hell, and I am. I don't think that you exist. I think you're fakes. I think there's a bunch of frauds and phonies that perpetrate the myths.
And basically, if you want to prove your point, you have to do something like you.
Very true. So I'm going to see if we can hear anything, given a couple of minutes, because you never know. Maybe we're just impatient. You reckon we're just impatient, Nick?
Yeah, you need time.
If there are any ghosts of any age, any intentions, I don't really care, because there's nothing you can do to scare me. Have a go. Do something. But what do you think, Nick? Do you think this particular place is haunted? Have you got an impression yet?
At the moment, I think that you've got to be at the right time, right place. I think it's quiet.
It is quiet.
But
personally, I don't think there's anything yet. But
you've got to be at the right
Nick's
place.
got an open mind. I've got an open mind. We're waiting for something to happen. So
Right place at the right time.
We're going to go a bit deeper now. Through here is the room that we thought was, most likely the creepiest, didn't we?
Yeah.
We have lights on at the moment.
Hold on. Was this the
There you go.
what you heard before?
This is the noisy grid that I heard earlier on, or at least I thought I heard that. Anyway, it sounded very similar.
Could be.
So this is room number 2. Do you want to go through it? Yeah. Do you want to go through it?
Yeah.
So what are your impressions of this room, Nick?
My impression of this room,
That, the incinerator. Nothing seems to be here at the moment, at least. Obviously, I would argue that that's because nothing exists. Nick is arguing that it's because nothing's here at the moment. Pretty nice hotel, really, I have to say. It smells very homely and whatnot. Definitely no ghosts, though. Not so far. I'd like there to be. I'd like to say that I was the guy that discovered, you know, what no other guy has ever discovered. But no, not so far. I mean, this is the thing, is, you know, if there was anything here, surely I'm arrogant enough for it to take its anger out upon. This is the problem, you see. I mean, what do I do? You've got to sit here and talk to yourself, essentially, because it's all good when you're with a few other people and, you know, you're playing along, and you say to yourself, you know, it's all for the investigation, but there comes a certain point where you can't help but feel just a little bit silly. I'm going to go sitting on the double bed. Keep seeing shit out the corner of my eye, like, because obviously I'm staring at the camera. As everybody, I think, I want for to be something real. I want for my loved ones to still be there, to be proud of me, and or to not be proud of me, as the case may be. Or no, I don't. Actually, I don't. I mean, who wants to be watched forever? I don't want to be watched forever by anybody, not even my grandmother or my mother. I don't want any ruler for the rest of eternity. But if there is something here, I'd like you to show yourself, you know. It doesn't have to be something epic. It doesn't have to scare the shit out of me. But just, you know, what do ghosts do? Very sceptical at the moment. Sceptical of the entire thing, to be honest. Nothing's shown up. This medium is, I'm sure he's a lovely guy, but he's a fake either way, or he's crazy. If there were ghosts or some kind of thing that we haven't quite explained yet using the science that we have, wouldn't you want to show yourself? I mean, wouldn't you want to blow a person's mind? A person that no one would believe, by the way. You know, it's not like I'd get home. I mean, the camera's pointed at me for the most part. It's not like it's going to see anything that would happen around me. But no, it seems not. It doesn't look like there is anything to happen, really. Talking to the dark, man.
Nothing's actually happening at this present moment in time, but you never know. Something might happen, like, you know, be pretty good, bit of orbs or something. Is there a Stephanie here in this room? Okay, currently at the moment I don't feel like I'm actually alone, but I don't know. Could be with the light of the camera that's making it with the walls, possibly. If there's anybody here in this room, do you want to be left alone? Knock once for yes and twice for no. Or would you like me to stay here? Okay, no, he's going from that end. That could be. Oh, what was that? Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Do you believe that was something that was flying then? That technically means that something could possibly in the room. So seen it twice. Pretty good. It's visual, which is pretty cool. It'd be good if you could do it again. Yes, very good. That is really excellent. That was definitely an orb.
I thought that there would definitely be something dodgy going on down here with it being so far underground. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just show you this so you can have a look around this room here. Well, just heard a creak from over this side near the wall. Obviously with me hearing creaks and stuff, kind of feels a little bit creepy. Feeling cobwebs on the head or some shit. Very dodgy. Definitely creepier than room 7. But we gotta do, you know what we gotta do. I'm feeling more creepy stuff on the back of my hair as well. Let's have a look behind me up there. I'm not really seeing anything. The problem is as well, the bodily reaction. I mean, it is a creepy place. I am slightly creeped out. And you do get the whole reaction of her standing on end and, you know, stuff like that. So let's just give the room a little more of a survey. I'm using the night vision on the camera here, so just so that you know, outside of the camera, I can't see anything. I mean, it is pitch black for me, which obviously adds to that creep value. If I were to see a face or something like that, scare the shit out of me, it really would. Certainly in that instant, I would be a believer. I mean, obviously I don't think there are ghosts here, but I don't think there are ghosts anywhere. The problem is, people convince themselves, you know, they do this whole thing where they feel creepy and they get the hairs on the back of the neck, stand up and stuff like that. You know, I'll call out to any spirits that might be there. If anything is here, please make one bang in this room. No bangs. So I reckon I've been in here long enough. I've done the best I can do. I've been nice, I've been nasty. But if anything does exist, it's not showing me nothing. Do something, you know, I don't give a shit. Well, I say I don't give a shit, I do give a shit, because if I got that shit on camera, you know, biggest scientific discovery in the history of man, yes, thank you. But it's not going to happen. That would certainly be the easiest science, by the way. I mean, can you imagine? What, all this quantum physics bullshit, screw that. Let's go out to find a ghost. Biggest discovery ever seen. You think everybody would want to do it. There is no communication going on from any, you know, otherworldly spirits from what I can tell. I'm doing my best to try and bring them out, like. But so far, no luck.
Is there a John, a Stephanie, or a Michael currently in this room, or anybody else that'd like to knock? Come on, as everybody's like watching this one, people like to see, people like to know. Is there anybody in this room this evening that'd like to say something, make a noise or anything to make themselves known? Make themselves known. Okay, that little noise that I think I'm currently hearing, it's a bit freaky. Am I going to see like another bit of light moving around, which would be cool. Is there a John in this room? Or is there a Michael in this room?
You're a spirit and you're here with me. Can you show yourself? I'm going to show the skeptics out there that you do exist. If there's any children outside in the hallway, can you knock on the door? Yeah, when I do move. Yeah, when I do move. Sounded like there was a noise in the hallway. If there's any children with me, come towards me. Things have started to happen slightly. I would have to say that it's not a massively active building so far. Doesn't mean I'll give up. doesn't mean I'll become a skeptic. I think the challenge is definitely out there. I think that you've just got to have patience. Can you show yourself in the doorway? Can you use my energy? Use as much of it as you need. I'll always believe in you. I've had my own experiences. I've seen. But I want to show those out there who are watching this that you are there. No matter how many times you do this, it's still always a rush. You still always get that feeling, that addictive feeling. I think, yeah, believer, there could be a spirit here with me. Time will tell. I have the patience. Fran may not have the patience, but I do. I want to show the skeptics out there that there is life after death, and I think that you want to communicate with us.
Kevin, you doing a lone vigil here? Did you come into this room?
I did.
Right, what do you see, Kev?
Well, I did everything I could think of doing. I got in the incinerator, I closed the door behind me. I sat around in different places, I span around in circles to see if, the creep factor would increase. I asked for noises, I asked for sounds, I never got anything really. I got slight twinges on my hug, because I think I was a little creeped out with being so far on the ground.
Oh.
So, you're right, David.
What's here? What's here above my head?
A pipe, maybe.
What
There's
was
nothing
that?
to level
Stop,
off.
shush. Is there someone here with me now? Have you just gone right past my head? Is there a male here now? Is there a male here now? Is there a male here now? I tell you what, I don't know, I feel dizzy, hands. Oh, my head's by pipes here.
I know, it's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, and the pipes are warm as well, though. The pipes are right here above my head. I don't know whether the viewers can see them. Oh, I've just gone really dizzy.
Get this camera on you.
Oh, do me a favour, just switch that light on for me a minute, mate. I feel really dizzy then. The whole top of my head has gone really hot.
Does it?
Yeah. It's alright, I'm just tired. Switch that light off because that's not going to convince me. What's up?
I just hit my head off.
Okay, go on, sorry.
Just feel I've got a headache.
Right, I've got that on the top of my head, but I think my head's really close to this ceiling. Don't know if there's any electric wire. Shit. Don't know if there's any electric wire. Do you know when you see an electric wire, what you do? Touch it. That's what I've just done, because I blew myself up. Did you say it's a lot cooler down here then, Nicola?
Yeah, definitely cooler.
Right, I feel really warm. Right, where are you, Nicola?
I'm right,
Okay.
If there's somebody here with us and you're affecting Fran, can you show yourself around him?
Pain in me right, just above me right eye. Feelings are not what we're down here for. We need sounds. Bang on one of the doors.
If we let that door close,
yeah,
that I think something close,
yeah,
that I think something.
What was that? Like something slid behind you. Did you hear that? Where'd you hear that from, Nicola?
that direction.
Over there.
I think we should go.
Wait. I heard something slide across the floor.
But what I'm saying is, I think we should go in one of the rooms.
Yeah.
Let the door close, because I think something might happen in the other.
Well, let's stand here and let that door close there, Kev.
If there's somebody here with us, if you want us to go, make us go, do something.
I want to hear a bang or a scraping or anything that you can do. It doesn't have to be anything massive. Just make a sound for us.
Throw some stones. Quite a bit on the floor.
What was that? What was that? What was that?
What? Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Like a...
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Where did you hear that from? Where from?
That was like it was right in front of me. That was here.
Kevin?
I thought I heard it from just over in that direction.
And I've just got an orb, quite a good one. But before that, there was a...
Kevin, this investigation for you as a whole, tell me, how's it been for you, mate?
I've enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
Okay.
Obviously, I've not seen anything supernatural or paranormal, but it's been a good experience.
Okay. Do you think, have you come away from it a little less sceptical, or do you more sceptical? How?
I think the same. I mean, I don't want to seem like my views are just unchanging, but nothing's happened here to make me question.
Hey, listen, you're here to say what you've got to say. You're a guest here, yeah. We want your real feelings. We don't want you to say you feel as you feel that. You're not obliged to say anything unless you feel so. Yeah, that's what we're all about. So it's very, it's up to you. If you feel this place is not active, then that's fine. I'm sure Nicola may have something else to say about that, and Anthony. But your views matter as well, yeah. So.
Well, I definitely don't think there's anything paranormal here.
Nicola, yourself, I've got a feeling you're going to say something totally the opposite of what Kevin just said. What do you think about this particular place?
There's been like different noises and that. Like I said, with the lighty orby thing like before, and the last part of it when there's like a sigh.
Yeah, okay. So you hear the sigh, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, strangely enough, I didn't hear that sigh myself, yeah? But Kevin, I'm just going to jump back to you, yeah? Did you hear that sigh?
I did, yeah.
What's your explanation for that?
Well, it didn't sound to me like it was coming from within the room.
I am adamant it was and it was right in front of me.
They heard it close by. I just heard a gush of wind from outside.
But what I seen is all was pointing in the same direction.
Yeah, it was the same similar direction. Like for me, it was through the wall, but for them, it was in front of them.
Would you say this place is paranormally active? Would you say there's something going on here and you just couldn't quite find that?
I'll say something's possibly going on, but not seen anything tonight. Could be this night, there's nothing happening, but another night it might happen.
Yourself, Nicola, it's been really nice having you here, and Kevin, been really nice having you here. Yeah, I hope both you guys have had a really fantastic experience here, and you never know when you guys want to go on more paranormal investigations.
Probably yes. Yeah.
You think you will, yeah? And yourself?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun actually.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it much
you
more.
find that you probably do more in the future, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kevin, thanks very much. It's been a
you.
pleasure having you here, mate, and good luck for any future investigations you do.
Very much.
Okay, and Nicola, the same with yourself, right?
Cool.
Good luck for your future investigations.
Sounds.
Yeah. Okay, Anthony, as ever, we'll still battle on because I think you and I have got a lot of investigations to do.
Plenty more to say, plenty more to prove.
Are you ready to join us?